continuing on with the prophecy update in part 2 of the Sitdown lesson as of October 31st, 2024, of prophecy updates on this Thursday morning. And this is a news article from from RT.com, and it reads, as of October 31st, 2024, and it reads from World News from RT.com, North Korea's new ICBM could reach U.S., Tokyo reports. The projectile may be capable of flying more than 15,000 kilometers, a senior Japanese governor official has warned. North Korea's latest intercontinental ballistic missile of the ICBM could potentially reach U.S. shores, according to the Japan's Chief Cabinet Secretary Yoshimasa Hayashi, if I pronounce his name right. Pyongyang test launched projectiles early Thursday, describing the move as a warning to its regional adversaries. While North Korean officials did not specify the ICBM or provided any technical details, officials in South Korea and Japan's estimating its flight time of 87 minutes, while the missiles reach in the altitude of 7,000 kilometers while traveling 1,000 kilometers horizontally. North Koreans traditionally fire missiles on steep vertical paths to test their capabilities while avoiding other countries. At a press briefing on Thursday afternoon, Hayashi noted that if the launch horizontally, the projectile could have a much longer range. Based on the information we have obtained about the flight distance of the altitude of the ICBM class ballistic missile launch by North Korea, it believes that depending on the weight of the warhead, that range could exceed 15,000 kilometers, he stated, cited by the NHK news outlet. That means the missiles could potentially travel as far as the mainland, as the distance between the two countries is approximately 9,900 kilometers. Hayashi condemns the launch as an outrageous act that escalated tensions throughout the international community and claimed that it was totally unacceptable. He added that Tokyo has lodged a note of protest against North Korea via the embassy in China. Japanese Foreign Minister General Nakatashi earlier said the missile has come down to the Sea of Japan outside Japan's exclusive economic zone, about 200 kilometers west of Aokashiri Island. He noted that no damages have been reported from the aircraft or missiles traversing the area, but claimed that the missile has the longest flight time and the highest flight altitude to date. The Indo-Pacific Command also condemned the test, demanding that North Korea refrains from further unlawful and destabilizing acts. It claimed, however, the launch posed no immediate threat to the U.S. personnel, territory, or its allies. North Korea has regularly conducted missiles tests amid tensions with South Korea and the U.S. However, previously ICBM launch took place in December 2023 when the projectiles traveled 1,000 kilometers during a 73-minute flight. North Korea's Kim Jong-un early on Thursday said that the test was an appropriate military action and fully meets the proposed involving the rivals who have intentionally escalated the regional situations and pose a threat to the security of our republic. Right, that's wars and rumors of wars. As you had the prime minister or the one of the leader officials, I forgot who he was, what his position of the governor of Japan made that announcement that a potential nuclear ICBM missile that North Korea has launched, it could potentially reach in the shores of America. As he warned, as I read that news article.
Hey, hot water, man. Move that funk.
Not much. Funny to use the washroom. No, we don't got some meat for you. Oh, okay. Sure. Oh, you welcome. Oh, thanks for the fire too. Yeah, true. And this is the book of Matthew 24, verse 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars, right? That's a wars and rumors of wars, especially with the ongoing tension between North Korea, South Korea, Japan, and the United States. As you've been seeing, as I was reading the news article, reading the last paragraph of it, of North Korea been firing at missiles more often now, from the previous years. And as of recently, they've been hitting the shores of the eastern shores of Japan and over in the Korean Peninsula. So definitely the escalations are definitely heating up between North Korea, South Korea, Japan, and the United States, and definitely North Korea versus South Korea. As Kim Jong-un made that statement, he launched that missile to be in that ready to that being that warlike ready preparedness. And that goes into that Joel 3 and verse 9. Like the scripture says, the Heavenly Father is waking up the mighty man of these arms and nations. And that's a prime example right there. As we see in the increasing of these wars and rumors of wars, nation against nation, are heating up between the nations. Of these increasing nuclear escalations are heating up. That's why we're seeing military exercise drills is up at an all-time high. Military spending is up at an all-time high. Nuclear escalations and tensions among the nations going against one another. We're seeing that increasing as well, too, as I mentioned, those three different categories. And that leads up into the wars and rumors of wars. Matthew 24 and verse 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See, that should be no trouble, for all these things must first come to pass, but the end is not yet. Right, it's not going to end just yet. It's only going to continue to increase. Matthew 24, verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there, right, it says, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. Right, nation against nation, different ethnicity groups of nuclear escalation going against one another. And North Korea versus South Korea, Japan, the United States, that's a prime example. And Iran versus Israel, that's another example. Russia versus Ukraine, that's another example. This is Matthew 24, verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. So continuing on with some more news articles of prophecy updates. It says, what's considering draw in Ukraine conflict, Lelensko has mentioned. It says October 31st. This is a news article. It says, what's considering a draw in Ukraine conflict, Lelensko has mentioned. The ambitions of a single person, Vladimir Zelensky, are now the main obstacle to peace, the Belarusian president has claimed. So those was early news articles previously. And this is another news article of wars and rumors of wars from the Jerusalem Post. I mean, not the Jerusalem Post, from RT.com. As of October 31st, 2024, it reads, U.S. ready to back South Korea with nuclear weapons, Pentagon has said. Washington and Seoul has a unequivocal nuclear-based alliance, U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin has said. U.S. is ready to support South Korea, both with nuclear and non-nuclear military capabilities, Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin stated on Wednesday. The statement comes as tensions on the Korean Peninsula are on the rise. It says that just before North Korea tested an intercontinental ballistic missile on Thursday, Washington Washington and Seoul will be ramping up their defense cooperations in a large-scale military exercise, Austin says in a Pentagon press briefing. It says Wednesdays alongside of South Korean Defense Minister Kim Young-hun. I assured Minister Kim today that the United States remain fully committed to the defense of the ROK and our extended deterrence commitment remains ironclad. Austin has said that the commitment is backed by the full range of Americans' conventional missile defense and nuclear and advanced non-nuclear capability. He added that the U.S. and South Korea will be returning to the large exercise and strengthening their combined readiness and our interoperability. It says North Korea has blamed Seoul and Washington for combining their military drills for the rising tensions in the region in its views of exercise and rehearsals and potential invasions. Earlier this month, Pyongyang destroyed roads and railways connected to the two areas, cutting potential ground routes in North Korea. On Thursday, Seoul reported of a possible ICBM launch by Pyongyang towards the EC. North Korea Kim Jong Un confirmed the Pyongyang conducted ICBM tests in response to the adversary's and dangerous nuclear alliance. It says the Democratic People Republic of Korea affirms that it will never change its course of strengthening its nuclear arsenal. The state-run news agency, the KCNA, cited Kim as saying he requested that test was appropriate response to the enemy's and dangerous nuclear alliance strengthening maneuvers and various adventurous military activity strengthening the Pyongyang safety. The U.S. also accused North Korea of aiding Russia in the Ukraine conflict. According to the Pentagon, Pyongyang has sent 10,000 troops to Russia for training and potential deployment against Kyiv. Russian President Vladimir Putin has neither confirmed nor denied the claims made by Ukraine and its backers by the North Korean troops. Asked last week about the claims, he noted that Moscow and Pyongyang have signed a bilateral treaty which provide for military cooperations, whether it entails more than joint drills and training. Ends up Russia and North Korea is no one else. Bring up that wars and rumors of wars once again. Matthews 24 verse 6, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must first come to pass, but the end is not yet. Matthews 24 verse 7, for nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. There shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. So bring out some more news articles. It says Hezbollah rockets kill at least seven, and Israel Lebanese Prime Minister says ceasefire could come soon. It says facing escalation threats from China, Taiwan could head into a constitutional crisis. That's from the World News Reports news article. It says Russian forces prepare for a escalating offense in the Zaporizhzhia increased arm from the UA Wire reports. It says Iran and Russia closing in on a deal as Tehran threatened revenge against Israel. Right, that's another sign of wars and rumors of wars. Turkey announced initial payments for the 23 billion F-16 jet deal. And this is a news article from Kat Catlin Mafal, if I pronounce her name right, from Fox News, published October 31st of 2024 at 11:42 a.m. Eastern Time, and it reads: Iran and Russia closing in on a deal as Tehran threatens revenge against Israel. Israel vows to escalate capabilities and target hit lists if Iran strike back. Most likely, he is going to strike back. It says Iran and Russia are closing in on a deal that will bolster their defense cooperation and strengthen military ties at a time when Western nations are increasingly concerned about the regional wars in Europe and the Middle East, which is Western Asia. A treaty of a comprehensive strategic partnership between Russia and Iran is being prepared and will be a serious factor strengthening Russia-Iran relations. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov said on Thursday. Right, it says the foreign minister who said the treaty will be signed in the near future claimed that the deal will confirm both Iran and Russia interests of peace and security at the regional global levels. It says a similar agreement signed between Russia and North Korea earlier this year, followed by Pyongyang's decision to send some 10,000 soldiers to its worrying neighbors would potentially be deployed to fight in Ukraine, according to the concerns signaled by the Pentagon. Both given that Iran supplied Russia with defense aid to prop up its brutal war in Ukraine. It's not only repercussions its partnership could have the war in Europe, and that concerns Western security officials. Yep, get to that.